is that we have been able to do. Of course, this is something that has affected more so on the coastal area than any other parts. What has been done over and above? Regarding this particular incident of what happened in Likoni, we do not know who was behind it. I cannot be able to know. I mean, if the NSIS, who is paid taxpayers' money worth billions, cannot be able to tell us who did it, do not expect a member of parliament to tell you who actually is behind it. Issues as to whether there are institutions that are talking and they have been preaching issues to do with radicalism, my stand is very clear. And let us understand each other. We cannot be able to blame a building where we're in parliament and say that parliament is wrong because of what someone decided to talk inside parliament. Because that person will still talk about it even outside the gates and walls of parliament. When I talked about issues of radicalism, I said you cannot be able to blame a mosque. You cannot say that this mosque is to blame. And some even came up with a notion and said that what if a mosque is closed? Does that mean that those people are no longer going to be there? If you have, and you know, this is where, this is the part that really irks me. Because even in their reports, when I asked these questions, in their reports that were coming in, they indicated that, you know, they know who has done this. They indicated that they've been communicating. They even told them not to handle the last convention that was there. And my question to them was, if you knew who they were, you've communicated to them, why didn't you just arrest them and stop this whole thing, isn't it? So first and foremost, secondly, regarding on what has been done, there's been a lot of training that has been going on. Below the line issues that sheikhs have been asked to come in and talk. Those who first of all were arrested in that mosque on that day, including 9-year-olds, who, by the way, that action ended up making people more radicalized than how they actually were, because they were just people who went into a mosque, and, you know, people are feeling that here I am, I've gone into a mosque and I've been been picked up by cops and I'm being charged of being a terrorist, and then after a couple of days they decide to release you, and you're a 9-year-old kid. There's a lot of psychological issues going on through your head during that period. So they have been going through a lot of counseling. There's been a lot of dialogue that has been going on between those who feel that doing this is what is right, and those who feel that no, this is not right. So and my stand is very simple, and we're still again saying it, because I do not have the powers, I do not have the authority to be able to come up and say that I'm arresting you, but I do have the authority to ask and question, and I have, and not just me, but many of us. Now, regarding the action that the president is talking about, I'd gladly, I mean, I've said it before, when they were able to catch a bomb that was going to be detonated in Mombasa, I praised the police right here in this very house, and I said they've done a very good job, because that is the way it should be. But I do not know, when you tell me that the president is going to take action, I do not know what he refers by taking action. If by taking action he is going to actually say that this is the person who's involved and this is the person we are arresting, then by all means we are going to support him. But if by taking action means that a whole blanket condemnation of an area or a society, you just cannot do that. It's humane. You just can't wake up and say that the whole of Likoni is being cordoned, and everyone who passes, and you're between this age to this age, you're being profiled, and you're all being arrested, and then the next day you're being released on 1,000 shillings. And those, do they bleed less, or is the color of their blood less? Just because someone did it in their midst, should they have to feel the pain twice? That they are not only being also being targets of those terrorists, but they're also being targeted by those who are meant to be protecting them. So if the president is going, and I mean, I would really welcome a move by the security forces for them to actually pinpoint and say, this is where the problem is, and this is the person we're addressing, or this is the group of people we're addressing this problem with. But, you know, I'm being told Nairobi, by today, 1 o'clock, I was watching the news, about 1,000 people had been picked up. Really, is that what we want to end up being? That you just get in and decide to throw a fishing net, and, you know, you see whether you're lucky or you're not lucky, and in the process, whether we've broken any laws or none. It's really, I think that is not the way to go. Security and intelligence forces have to use the proper intelligence. We cannot run a state like a banana republic, huh? Because then there's no difference between state and what these other guys are doing. We have to now start protecting ourselves from both. You understand me? Issues to do with shoot to kill, which I hope will be the last question because we have to get into the house. Issues to do with shoot to kill. I recall very well when Orelenko was in Mombasa, and I asked him that, what about this issue of shoot to kill? And he was very categorical. For those of you who have the clips of him when the vehicles, Mombasa County was launching security vehicles. For those of you who have those clips, you will gladly be able to go through your libraries and see it. And he was very categorical that Kenya will never ever come up with an order of shoot to kill. But, you know, we need to be able to balance things out. We cannot put innocent people's lives at stake. Now, worldwide it's practiced that if you see someone who is a criminal, and if that person shoots back at you, then you can be able to open fire under reasonable terms. I mean, isn't that the reason why we fought in for a new constitution? And again, those who are out to create anarchy and tension in our country, by virtue of them doing what they're doing, they're actually smiling right now, huh? When they see that, you know, people are being caught and people are being arrested, all these things that are happening, they're seeing that, you know, they're asking, what is the president going to do? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do the right thing, or is he going to leave it open to... The terrorists are actually smiling right now, because that is their intention, to bring in tension and to bring in so much scare into our souls. And we can't allow that. We can't allow that. Thank you very much.